Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
I remember the days, all those years ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on a midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old, back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As the world moves on, time sings a song. In the old neighborhood, as the clock strikes one, the memory lives just as it stood, like a quiet dream. The shadows of that time are cast beneath the streetlight beam as the world moves on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. Please make sure you hit the like if you haven't already done so. We have Zongo in the house, the Capriano, and all the other ones that are hiding in the clouds that I can see. You are all welcome to the Afridamus Report today. Hit the like so that the message can reach the next person and then the next person. So, ladies and gentlemen, today, what are we going to be discussing here? As you can see, it says Pan-Africanism news. Pan-African news. So, if you really think about it and you look at my description of Pan-Africanism constantly, you know, it's something that's just in the past. Because remember, I even said, like, Ghana is the home of Pan-Africanism. But, you know, there is a big but, question mark. Meaning, is Ghana grifting off of the achievements of Kwame Nkrumah? Now, this is making us go back and look at everything, every single thing. Have you guys ever even thought about, you know how like people always say slave trade, you want to make it seem like the Africans are the victims. Have you ever thought, how was it possible? How was it possible for the Europeans, first the Dutch, the Danish, several Europeans were able to come? I mean, look on the coast of West Africa. Which present-day country were they able to be fully established to build what they call castles, slave, running zones? That's in Ghana. So Ghana, have somehow, it looks like they have perfected the art of, selling out other Africans, without you even being suspicious of what they are doing. So Kwame Nkrumah, as you guys know, a staunch Pan-Africanist. I mean, I'll tell you guys right now, this is in the past. I have been telling people this Pan-Africanism talk is all in the past. It's dead and gone. Back in those days, the Africans didn't even know what the hell they were doing. Africans just came, they had their quote unquote independence, and everybody's like desperate trying to, you know, um, self-govern. But Ghana was the first country that did it. They did it with Kwame Nkrumah. But Kwame Nkrumah have been long gone. The Ghanaians themselves, they removed him via coup. And then we fast forward. After that, Ghana never had a real Pan-African thing. Ghana is just like the FBAs. Okay, they run and thrive. They grift off of the work of Malcolm X, uh, Martin Luther King. So it's like since the civil rights, they have not produced any real leader who truly stands for this. So Ghana is the same way. Ever since that, it seems like Ghana just had, fake Pan-African leaders. What do I mean by fake? First, you guys remember you're pointing fingers at Nana Akufo. You guys remember Nana Akufo, the former president? And some even come here, they do it like in a tribalist way, thinking it's because Nana Akufo is from certain tribe. No, 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 no. Absolutely not. So you look at Nana Akufo. He made a deal for the year of return. This is why the blacks, even they should be very careful, because Ghana knows how to make deals, and their deals are based on selling other people. Do you know those castles you see that is standing on those Ghanaian coasts? Do you think the slaves were from Ghana, the territory itself? No, that was a transportation center. So Ghana have been availing its territory as human trafficking center for a long time, since 1438. So they've perfected this. So like they would bring different slaves from Seychelles, from the Congo, other place. That they transport them through those castles that you see. So this is why most of you are so silly when you go. You're like, oh, I did my DNA. It says I'm from Ghana. Majority of those people are not even from that territory that you call Ghana today. They came from other territories, just as you are about to see. So Nana Akufo, somehow we just saw a deal. They said year of return. And, the blacks started flocking, and they're still doing it. A bunch of them. Who knows what kind of deal did they sign for that as well? But we would come to that another time. So if you guys remember when Trump came, he was doing, the travel restriction. And these restrictions mostly were directed and still directed at mostly African nations. So there are 4 African countries that signed on a deal to accept deportees from the US, because like some of the countries, like there are countries who, for example, they don't want you to just pack people in a plane and dump them in their country. And to be honest, sometimes even their own citizens, for you to park them and put them in the plane and come and dump them, they don't want to accept it, because guess what? Those citizens they are bringing to those countries, though they are productive to that nation, even though they don't live there. And Ghana knows this. Ghana itself, as you're about to see, relies on Ghanaian citizens who are outside of Ghana to, pump their economy with remittances. Ghana is well aware of this. So what Trump did was he said, look, I'm going to change the visa acquiring process. He said now what he's going to do is, for most of these countries, when you're coming, is going to be single entry visa. Single entry, meaning they would only give you a single entry coming in, and that would only be for 3 months. And when that 3 months ends, you leave. But on top of that, they even propose a bond, meaning you have to pay like $5,000 as a guarantee. Now, Gambia, Malawi, and other countries are the ones suffering from that. But you have to pay $5,000 as a bond. So you get a single entry. Once you leave, you cannot use that visa to come again like they used to do. So if you're leaving, they would give you back your $5,000. That's what they propose. But you see, when Trump proposed this, Ghana was amongst the countries that freaked out to a point they didn't even hide it. Their president, came, he spoke tough, how he's going to stand up to Trump about this. In fact, let me share a video with you, the steps that Mahama, their president, took, because this would prove that, everything that the Ghanaian officials that I'm going to play later, it would prove that the Ghana actually sold out, and you will see why they sold out. Even though they are running around talking about, we did it in the name of Pan-Africanism. So the countries that were accepting people being deported from the US, it was Rwanda, Eswatini, Uganda, South Sudan. So this is what it is. So Nigeria, Gambia, and the others are not accepting it for whatever reason, but they are not accepting it. So Ghana was in the same boat as the rest of the other African countries. So, then you'll be like, yeah, that's Pan-Africanism. Let's all stick together and fight it. That's the impression Ghana was given, because you see, Ghana said they are the roots of Pan-Africanism. So therefore, they would stick together with all other Africans to, set the record straight with Trump. Anyways, let me show you this video clip here. Let me show you this. When they banned the visas. So Ghana decided to go look, to connect with other places. So you guys see that Ghana is desperate to go look for visa-free countries to be able to export their people to these countries. But this is for fair use. Let us listen to this. If Ghana is desperate to go seek visa-free from these countries you're about to hear, imagine what they would do when it comes to the US. Here we go.
And US aid cuts are not the only moves targeting Africa. Sweeping new travel restrictions are also in place, but some African nations are fighting back. Ghana is among those hit by Washington's new visa rules. In response, it is boosting travel ties with other nations. Ghana has signed visa waiver agreements with multiple global south countries, including Colombia, Mozambique, Dominica, and the Sao Tome and Principe. Earlier, it also sealed a...
So, you see what the countries that Ghana ran to. You know what's funny? Sao Tome and Principe. Do you guys know the first slaves they were shipping out of West Africa came from there during the Atlantic slave trade? Sao Tome and Principe is an island. So those Sao Tome people were being brought, their last destination was the place you call Ghana today. That's their last destination before they fully enter the Atlantic to their destination in the Caribbean or Americas. So Ghana ran to these countries to get visa free. So imagine what they would do to partner with the US.
Mutual visa waiver with Morocco, and Ghanaians can now travel visa-free to all of these countries. And more agreements are in the pipeline, according to officials. Now, President John Mahama's government says that the goal is to make the Ghanaian passport among the most powerful in the developing world. They are also rolling out strict security protocols to prevent abuse by criminal networks. The shift comes after the United States revised its visa policy for Ghana last month, limiting tourist, business, and academic travelers to single-entry visas valid for just 3 months.
So, you guys, I want you to remember this. So, Ghana's president, Mahama, he said his goal is to make Ghana's passport the most powerful. And there's nothing wrong with that. But how is Mahama going to do this? So, you notice the lady just explained here that Ghana was among, the countries that were hit with that single entry visa, 3 months single entry. Ghana, Nigeria, almost all the, the black factorian, the blacks in the factory there, black factory in Africa, especially West Africa, were hit with this. So Ghana was amongst them. This is months ago, right? So I want you to remember that Ghana is also hit with this. Let's continue.
Other countries facing similar restrictions include Cameroon, Ethiopia, and Nigeria. And since Donald Trump's return to the White House, the US has imposed some of the harshest travel bans on Africa, including a complete entry ban for citizens from Chad, the Republic of Congo, Eritrea, Libya, Somalia, and Sudan. And the restrictions may spread further. A leaked US State Department cable warned that up to 36 countries, including Ghana, could face future bans. Travel restrictions could have a serious impact on Ghana. The country received $4.6 billion in remittances from the US in 2023. This is the second highest in Africa after Nigeria. While the US shuts its doors, many African countries are moving in a different direction, forging visa-free partnerships across the global south. Ghana is not the only one. Kenya also scrapped visa requirements for most African countries last month. Tanzania granted visa-free entry to Angolan nationals.
All right. So, you guys seen and heard that, right? So clearly, Ghana got hit with the same visa restriction. So Ghana is like, oh, you know what? Ghana's president started talking tough, like, you know what, F Trump. We don't care. Let us go, be friends with other people. But little did people know, Ghana wasn't doing this in the interest of the other Africans. That's not what happened. So now you're seeing that the news is telling you, oh, now Ghana, is hit with the restriction. So this is few months back when Trump just came in, few months back. So now let us fast forward to where we are today. Let's find out, where Ghana stands. Okay? Let me bring that for you. Give me a second. So now Ghana is running around, so here's the proof. So now we fast forward to now. Guess what Ghana is doing now? Don't let me tell you. Let us listen to the news, and then we'll listen to what Ghana, their own president, he will say. So here we go. Let me know if you're ready. All right, here we go.
And shifting focus now, another African nation has agreed to accept third country deportees from the United States. The latest joinee is...
So, remember I told you guys it was four countries that made the deal to accept deportees from the US, right? Rwanda, Eswatini, South Sudan, and what's the name? Uganda. So now, as of right now, as of over 2 weeks, like 2 weeks ago, so Ghana, all that talk they were doing, so little did we know Ghana went behind the door. So you are hearing what the lady is saying. So now, all of a sudden, Ghana is join the people, Rwanda, Eswatini, and the other countries. Like, for example, those countries, you can't fault them. They didn't come out and pretend to be Pan-Africans. That's not what they did. Like Museveni, he said it straight up. He said, look, this is a hustle. We're going to get paid. I mean, shit. He's like, man, we've been doing this. We even accept people from Afghanistan. Museveni said, even if they bring people from out of space, if the money is right, they will accept them into their territory. So this is their thing. It's like they may declare this is their hustle. So fine, we know where they stand. But Ghana, you notice Rwanda and these other countries were not on the list of ban, who have visa restriction. But Ghana was part of it. And you've heard Ghana receives over $23 billion in remittances from the US, from Ghanaians. So this would have been a big hit on Ghana. Now, all of a sudden, Ghana went and bent the knee. Let's hear more. Here we go.
Is Ghana, which is receiving West Africans deported under the Trump administration. Now, President John Mahama made the announcement. He said that his government was approached by Washington to accept third-party nationals removed from the US.
We were approached by the US to accept third-party nationals who were being removed from the US. And we agreed with them that West African nationals, were acceptable because all our fellow West Africans don't need a visa to come to our country. So if they decided to travel from US to Accra, they don't need a visa anyway. So if you're bringing our colleague West Africans back, I mean, that's okay.
Did you guys just hear that? Did you guys hear what John Mahama said? John Mahama just literally stood there and said, oh yeah, they're doing it because, they are West Africans. I mean, it's free visa travel anyways. Guys, as we speak, isn't it Ghanaians marching on their streets, protesting, saying that they want Nigerians out of their country? Isn't Nigerians West Africans? So if Mahama is a Pan-African, why would he, knowing that the Ghanaians are having a lot of xenophobic tendencies, why is he going behind closed doors and making this deal? And you guys know why Ghana made this deal? Yeah, they're going to pretend it's Pan-Africanism. But mysteriously, after Ghana did this deal, guess what? Now Ghana is off the list. Now they get 5-year visa and multiple entry. Go figure, right? But Mahama is claiming they want to do them favors. Let's hear more.
Mahama revealed that a first batch of 14 people had already arrived in Ghana. These included several Nigerians who have since returned to their home country, though he did not provide a timeline of when that occurred. Ghana also received one immigrant from Gambia. And Ghana, also a West African nation, already hosts many migrants from the region.
So you guys heard that. Ghana made the deal already. They received 14 and 40 more is coming. All of them, majority are Nigerians and one Gambian. So Ghana is acting like they're doing a favor for quote unquote, they are fellow West Africans. What do you guys think? Because I don't want to pass judgment on Ghana. Put it in the comment section. Do you guys think Ghana is being Pan-African by doing this? Let me know in the comment section.
Which allows visa-free travel. However, the country has seen a sharp rise in anti-Nigerian sentiment. In recent weeks,
you see the signs? Ghanaians are out there protesting against Nigeria. They say, Ashawo must stop. Oh, you see the sign right there? Ashawo must stop. And then he said, Black Chinedu Rasta is just an animal. I mean, if I didn't know, like, seeing their skin color, I would have thought these people are, Aryans, Nazis marching on the streets of Germany in 1930s. But this is what is happening in Ghana. Black KKKs in kente cloth. But here we go.
Protests erupted in several cities, blaming Nigerians for crime, prostitution, and economic competition. Nigeria dispatched a special envoy in July, urging calm after tensions escalated. Despite these tensions, Ghana has agreed to take in more third country nationals. Nigeria, on the other hand, has rejected such deals, pushing back against accepting migrants with no ties to...
I thought you guys said Tinubu is the criminal. He's the sellout. I am very shocked. Look at Tinubu is like, hell no. We're not about to accept that deal. We're not about to accept that. But here we go. Tinubu is looking more like the Pan-African than Ghana.
To the country. Despite ethical and legal criticism, the Trump administration has fast-tracked third country deportations after the decision was backed by the Supreme Court in June. This allows deportees to be sent to countries they have no connection to. So far, the US has deported migrants to Panama, El Salvador, South Sudan, Eswatini, Rwanda, Uganda, and now Ghana. The deals come as African governments seek to maintain strong ties with Washington as the Trump administration slaps tariffs on African exports and restricts visas. Mahama said that relations with the US are tightening and remain positive. Now, the Trump administration has pursued similar arrangements with multiple African states as part of its immigration crackdown. And now the European Union is exploring a similar strategy. The EU is moving to establish return hubs in third countries, detention and processing centres for rejected asylum seekers, marking a U-turn from its previous condemnation of the now scrapped UK Rwanda plan.
All right. You guys seen and heard that. So Ghana claims, they did it, to help their fellow Africans. They said, because they are Pan-Africanists. I mean, this is what they are telling us. So the Capriano said Nigeria and Gambia aren't accepting their own. No, like someone said these African countries don't love their citizens. No, the Capriano, with these countries, they are looking at it like, look, these people are the bag for us. Like, how you just gonna unpack our bag and just bring them with zero? So they are like, nah, man, we ain't about to accept this. They're like, give us a chance. Let us vet who these people are. Because they are sending people to, who are not even from these countries. As you are seeing, Ghana is over here tap dancing. But you see, what Ghana did here, this brought a backlash on social media against Ghana. And per usual, some of the Ghanaians who are like, I guess they are nationalists, they even make videos talking about why is Muhammad bringing people here that are even rejected by their own country, blah, blah, blah. But then you have other Ghanaians who live in the West who are smart, who know what this really means, what type of message is being sent to the Pan-African world. So they try to run in front of it and try to, do damage control. Let us hear one of the videos here from a Ghanaian lady in the United States, how she tried to deflect. Let us hear this.
Latest African country to accept U.S. deportees. And the backlash has been immediate. Social media lit up, people questioning, why would Ghana agree to this? Are they selling out? Are they getting paid for this? But there's a twist. These weren't random migrants. They were all West Africans, 9 from Nigeria, 1 from Gambia.
So you see the plan that Ghana is doing. So Ghana have positioned themselves. You see, they made themselves the leader of West Africa all of a sudden. Since when is Ghana interested in rescuing Nigerians? You have to remember, these deportees did not call on Ghana to come and help them. But she's like, yeah, Ghana got the backlash. So let's hear more from her. Let's hear the Ghanaian logic in this.
And that flips the entire conversation. Because what looks like a sellout may in fact be a move rooted in Pan-African solidarity and the spirit of brotherhood and regional responsibility that we want to see from African leaders.
Are you kidding me? Spirit of brotherhood? Okay. So, weren't you guys aware of all those Ghanaians on the streets with the signs wanting Nigerians to get kicked out? You see, Ghana is undermining Nigeria because of all the countries that should be accepting Nigerians that have been deported. It shouldn't be Ghana because, the people there are already showing hostility towards Nigerians. See, Gambia and Nigeria, they are there in the same region. You don't think they know who their people are? You don't think they love their people? Let them deal with that. The Caribbean said, would you rather they be sent to Antarctica? Well, that's a choice for them to make, right? Give them the option. But you have to remember, I don't want them sent there, but you have to also remember, Ghana sold these people out. We have to accept this. Because Ghana was facing similar restriction. Now Mahama comes out talking about Donald Trump, America approached him. No. They gave you an order and you executed the order. Just like the U.S. military base in Ghana. That's all.
So today we're breaking down what really happened, why Ghana is under fire, and why, in this case, Ghana might be doing exactly the right thing.
Did you guys hear this woman? This woman sat there and said Ghana is in fact might be doing the right thing. If you think that's not even, if you think she's out of pocket, or maybe what her reasoning is, that's because you haven't heard Ghana's own foreign minister. You see, you must know, your neighbors. You have to know what their foreign, policy is. Okay? So Ghana is using other West Africans to hustle. Let's just call a spade, just like they've been doing forever. So let's hear more from Ghana's own, oh, sorry, wrong one. Ghana's own foreign minister. Let's hear the excuse he is about to give you. Yeah, he said they are doing it on behalf of Pan-Africanism.
Our country. I mean, Mr. Trump hosted 5 African presidents in the second term. Mr. Mahama wasn't one of them. So I'm not sure Ghana and US are as cozy as they probably were when Mr. Obama was president and Mahama was here. So why did we agree to this?
So let's be clear. We didn't agree to this because we agree with the...
Guys, this is the Ghanaian foreign minister. Ghanaian foreign minister, his name is Okudzito Ablakwa. That's his name. So let's hear his reason. Here we go.
With President Trump's immigration policies. We are not doing the US a favor. Okay. We are doing our fellow Africans a favor. We are offering them refuge. We are offering them...
Oh, yeah. So this is Ghana's foreign minister. He said they are doing a favor to their fellow Africans. So let's hear more.
We are offering them hope. We want them to come back home and be comfortable. We solidarize with them when we see...
But Ghana is not their home. Did you guys hear what? Oh, we want them to come home to be comfortable, just like they did with the blacks. Do you guys see how Ghana plays people? So Ghana went, let's just be real. These people, their leaders, they're like, look, we don't want single entry. We want to be able to have 5-year visa. We want to go to the American schools, American hospitals. They wouldn't even go to their own hospitals that they built. That's how it is over in Africa, for the most part. That's not only Ghana. You would see these government officials, the schools they built, their kids don't attend. The hospitals they built, they don't attend. So now the people who tried on their own to enter the US, why are you going to help them get kicked out? So here we go.
Those images, the arrest, the violation of their rights, being detained against their will, and it's as though nobody wants to take them. So it was purely on humanitarian basis, and we have made clear that...
Are you guys hearing the guy? He said it's purely on humanitarian ground. Nobody wanted to take them. Yeah, Ghana is definitely a Pan-African country. Let's hear more.
We did not accept any financial benefit whatsoever. We are doing this because we want to continue to position Ghana as that country which has always been the Mecca for Africans, for freedom fighters. We will avail ourselves to help fellow Africans in distress.
So pardon my ignorance.
So it is...
So are you guys hearing this? So the only Ghanaian president that we are aware of that invited... You guys remember I told you guys are drifting off of, Kwame Nkrumah, even though, his mission was never completed. He got kicked out in Ghana. Kwame Nkrumah was the one that invited the young freedom fighters at the time into Ghana. Patrice Lumumba, even Jomo Kenyatta came there. Kenneth Kaunda, several of the freedom fighters, even from South Africa, he hosted them. Kwame Nkrumah hosted the Black Panthers. He had, like, with him you can say he's Pan-African because he crossed the border all the way to the US here, to the Caribbean. He was just dealing with blacks all over the world. That's what he did. And he said, Ghana, you can come there if you're a freedom fighter fighting for the independence. Mind you, at the time, they were fighting for their independence. But this foreign minister said, if you're a freedom fighter from where? I mean, Burkina Faso is next door. They are fighting for freedom. How come Ghana is not extending the hand to them? Niger. I mean, all these places. But Ghana loves doing humanitarian help for blacks that are in America, whether they are, the FBA blacks or West African black. Have you guys noticed how Ghana just offers their service to welcome them? But in the meantime, the Nigerians that are there already, they are saying kick them out. So let us continue.
It's not about
Fair enough.
favor.
If you have 14
Trump.
Africans, 1 Nigerian, 13 Nigerians, 1 Gambian, why wouldn't their governments take them? Why do we have to take them?
Yes, so you do know that.
See, if Ghana wants to be the real Pan-African, Mahama should have contacted those Nigeria and Gambia and asked their government, why aren't you taking these people? That's what they needed to do. But you don't come and sneak and bring them in and then take them and go dump them in the Togo border. I heard that's what they did. But here we go.
The Americans have been approaching governments they consider friendly. That's what, at least when they engage me, and I've been to the State Department on numerous occasions for the...
Are you guys hearing this? So he's approached by the American Foreign Mission. He's telling us that they told him these other countries, Gambia, Nigeria, and others, they are not friendly. Ghana is the friendly one. Okay, let's hear more.
These talks, and they have indicated that they are approaching countries they consider friendly countries.
Despite the
allies.
The tariffs.
You know, the tariffs.
The
were,
10%.
The tariffs were general, really.
Okay.
He slapped it on all countries, so they have said that don't use that to judge our relations. Everybody, received.
The MCC too.
Received.
We are not getting.
Trump's. Yes, and really for the MCC, it was our own doing.
AGOA is also off.
The PDS and all of that. Yes,
but AGOA, we are still a friendly country.
We are clearly a friendly country because they approached us.
Okay.
And
so guys, are you guys buying what he is saying? So he's claiming that they were approached because they are a friendly country. It has absolutely nothing to do with, Ghana. It doesn't have anything to do with the tariffs, right? With the visa restriction. It has nothing to do with this. Okay. And he wants us to buy that. But here we go.
I think that if you look at the region, in terms of what we are doing with the Americans, the strategic cooperation we have, even with intelligence sharing, with security, we have a lot going on in health. Even despite the withdrawal of U.S. AID support, there's still a lot of cooperation in the health sector. You take the energy sector, communication sector. So there's a wide spectrum of cooperation that the two countries enjoy. And it is within that spirit. Remember that we are the 5th African country after Rwanda, Uganda, Eswatini, and another country. We are the 5th country and the only country and the only country in West Africa. The only country so far approached in West Africa.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys see this? They are not the only ones approached. Nigeria was approached. They turned it down. So he's saying in West Africa, they are the only friendly country that was approached. I mean, in the East and the South, they've made it clear this is their hustle. They do this. Fine. Some of those countries, they said this is what they do. But Ghana is, their foreign minister is sitting here. He said they are the only country in West Africa that is accepting this. They are the only ones approached. But no, Nigeria was approached by this. Nigeria is like, nah, you can't take them to their own country. You can't bring people here that are not from here. We don't care if they're African or not. We got our own problems.
By the Americans. And we thought that, look, West Africans already under the ECOWAS protocol can visit any country visa-free.
The link is in the chat. Hit the link and come let me know. Is Ghana helping, or Ghana helping the Africans, or Ghana is helping itself? Hit the link and come through.
Stay for 90 days. So on principle, on humanitarian grounds, Pan-African solidarity, let us accept our fellow West Africans, and let's make the point that Ghana is your home. We are not going to allow you to
accept them
distressed.
to keep them here, or accept them to send them back to their countries.
So the choice is theirs, really. For 90 days, if they want to stay here, they can stay. But so far, all of them have indicated that they want to go back after some time, and we've been facilitating that. I can reveal to you that we are expecting another 40.
Another 40?
Another 40 in the next few days.
Of which nationalities?
West Africans. The understanding we have is that it will be West Africans. And don't forget that...
Do you vet them before they come?
Yes, we vet them.
What caveats do you give the Americans?
So we have said that...
Who is not acceptable?
Hardened criminals, convicted criminals. When the background check reveals that you've associated with terrorism, with violent extremism, you are a very violent person. You are on a certain Interpol wanted list for violent crimes, because we have the data. You will not be allowed in our country. So it's really people who probably
why didn't you ratify?
Are you guys hearing this? Do you guys buy it?
I can do some shuffling too. Look out, man, what you gonna do? Look out, boys, it's coming through. Yeah, man, yeah, man. Boy, he got educated feet. Boy, I practice all the time. Here's one I sat up all night trying to do. Get this.
Boy, oh boy.
The MOU with Parliament.
Yes, so it's an MOU at this stage, just an understanding, and MOUs are not ratified. But
really?
as the discussions continue, if it is elevated to an agreement.
The Guantanamo 3, some people took the matter to court, and I think the Supreme Court held that whatever name you give it, when two countries come up with an arrangement, that places obligations on both of them. Whether you call it a treaty, a contract, it requires ratification. It was a majority decision. Only one person dissented. So I'm a bit surprised you're saying because an MOU.
All right. So you guys seen and heard that. The link is in the chat. It's pinned. Zongo, I see you in the chat there. Don't be afraid. Show up. Come and speak. The Capriano said Nigeria and Gambia seem like they have a door of no return too. Look, there's the door of return is there, but they want people to stay out of the people's way and allow people to return on their own, you know. But clearly, like you guys can see it, Ghana, you know, they are just invoking Pan-Africanism and saying they are doing this on behalf of West Africa, but clearly they are not. They are doing this for their own best interests. And look, if is their country, their own policies, if they want to take actions like Rwanda, Uganda, Eswatini, to get their hustle on, I mean, they should be free to do that. But the difference is those people are not doing it in the name of quote unquote Pan-Africanism. We are helping. That's not what they are saying. That's not what they are saying. and they're using the ECOWAS thing as an excuse. Do you guys think that ECOWAS excuse should stand? And I know DiCapriano is saying, oh, Afridamus want to include the blacks in this. Well, DiCapriano, aren't you seeing the blacks that are running to Ghana? And this is the same government people making it like a smooth sailing for the blacks. Yes, I get it. The blacks are not getting deported, but who knows what type of policy might end up ensuing. What if Ghana makes a deal? Because you got to remember, there are blacks who want to go there. They make a deal with the US and say, okay, we're going to accept convicted blacks who create, like they will create a settlement. The US can buy a big territory somewhere in Ghana there or close by, and Ghana will facilitate that. That can be like the Australia type stuff, where a lot of the blacks would be getting, even it would no longer be voluntarily. Some people might commit some sort of crimes. Guess what? They can find themselves there. Because just a few months ago, Ghana was talking tough. Talking about, they're going to challenge Trump. They're going to go to the global south. They're going to make friends other places. And then now, all of a sudden, Ghana accepts deportees. Now, the restrictions on Ghana is removed. And Zongo, I know you're in the chat. Don't be afraid, Zongo. Call in and come and tell us what is happening, in Ghana. Well, if nobody calls in, I would, end the show shortly so I can go edit some other videos for our follow-up shows. But yeah, let me read this here. DiCapriano said, those rich Al Sharpton blacks are moving to Africa, not us regular blacks. No, well, not just the rich blacks. DiCapriano, you've seen me play videos over here of regular blacks. A lot of them. The rich blacks, they just go, they don't stay. And for them too, I don't know if they are getting paid, for them to sell this idea, because we're not seeing them stay. They just come and then the other people follow through. Well, we have a Ghanaian representative here. Let us bring him in. Zongo, welcome to the Afridamus Report.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Zongo.
Yo, greetings to you, Afridamus. Greetings to the chat and greetings to the future listeners.
Zongo, did Ghana sell fellow West Africans out?
Man, this is a very, very interesting topic, right? In fact, a couple of days ago, I was speaking about this very situation or this very news in a different platform, and like people kind of took it lightly. In fact, I'm kind of really surprised, like how like savvy you are, like how to really how you kind of like really navigate into Ghana's like like you know grifting pattern. I think you
Yes.
kind of really spot on. A lot of like
Because Zongo,
a lot of the
look at
Ghanaians.
it.
Go ahead.
Look at it this way, Zongo. Ghana on that coast, they are not the only place where the slave trade happened, right? But who's got the most castles and the transportation was sophisticated? They did, right? You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I think my internet kind of like broke a little bit. Can you repeat it again? You said like
I said, if you look at it, or even on the coast, even like with the slavery, they are more sophisticated because they have better castles there. It means they were able to coordinate well with the European traders.
That's true. That's very true. That's very
Yeah.
true. And
So
it was
so it's
yeah,
the
you're
same
right.
thing.
It was just a transportation
Hub.
uh hub
Mhm.
where groups from different region within the African you know West African
Central West Africa.
were mostly, yes, yes, that's definitely true. So I mean you're right, but I mean now with the advent of nation states, people just tend to limit everything as if everybody came from Ghana. That's not really true. It came from, from along, it extended beyond the territorial boundaries of the present day Ghana. That's definitely true. And like I was saying, that for you to be able to really, because a lot of the current Ghanaian leadership are just really resting on the like good image and Kwame Nkrumah to kind of promote Pan Africanism to the
So they're
world.
grifters like the blacks do.
I think there's some sort of similarities between
Yeah.
them.
I mean, because think about it, all they tell you is Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and then you run into Ghanaian, the ones that want to be Pan African, they talk about Kwame Nkrumah,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's like, okay, buddy, now it's time for us. Let's put Kwame Nkrumah aside. He was the one doing the invitations. You guys don't do that anymore. So let's not pretend that you're Kwame Nkrumah.
but in all fairness, right? I would say the Ghanaian foreign minister, his name is like Okujeto Ablakwa, right? He's an Ever man, right? Okujeto.
Okujeto.
His name DZ is pronounced as J, right?
Okay.
Okujeto
Okujeto.
Ablakwa, right? He's an Ever guy, right? I mean, and he's like a strong Nkrumahist, right? Like he's actually a strong admirer of Nkrumah. Like everybody knows his belief. Even during the vetting process, everybody had a lot for him. So he personally has a lot of convictions that is really coherent with Nkrumah belief. But I think this very decision that was made, right? It's not really the interest of Pan Africa. I think they kind of projected it as though they were like trying to help Africans, but really, the outcome is they were really trying to help themselves. They wanted to really lift the visa restriction from single entry 3 months single entry for mostly who are the ones traveling. Is
Into
it the average kind?
multiple.
Is it yeah? Is it the only
And
average?
yeah,
No,
and
I was
Zongo.
gonna say. Let me finish. I was gonna say generally, is it the average Ghanaian traveling to America or mostly the elites?
Well, I
It's,
mean,
it's mostly the elites or probably the richer ones, right? Or the
right.
upper middle class. So they are really fighting for the political elites, upper middle class, and the rich people, pretty much. It's not just the average Ghanaian. So I don't know where this talk of Pan Africanism, is really coming from. Moreover, these Africans, they probably sold their assets. They don't want to go back home. Like, who is telling you to come? Did you hear like those people were trying to sue the government of Ghana?
They are doing it, I heard.
Yes. So, like, I don't know. They think like the average African is just dumb or what? Like, I try to really understand that because
So
they are trying to sell it to the average person that they were doing it in the spirit of Pan Africanism, and it's not entirely so. Even in your country, you have a section of Ghanaians who don't even wanna commingle with Nigerians and other people, right? So it's kind of shaky. So it's,
so Zongo, you
Mhm.
said this man, he's a Pan-African in your belief, right? He admires Nkrumah. That's fine. But
I
what do
mean,
you
I'm
think
talking
about
about
his statement? Because he's saying, oh, we got approached because they are the friendly country. Is Ghana the friendliest country in West Africa?
not true, not entirely true.
Zongo, imagine Gambia. Would you say Gambia is not a friendly country?
No, Gambia is definitely a friendly country. Gambia is definitely a very country.
Yeah,
Man, I think Ghanaians just went behind the scenes and they went and
I
tapped that
know.
white massa to
Yeah,
get their visa restriction lifted. That's what they did. It's nothing.
yeah,
And more to like, there's a lot of Ghanaians in diaspora. They get a lot of money. So they don't trying to mess with a bag. At the end of the day,
yeah.
it's a
But
bag.
Nigeria gets a lot of money from their people.
Hmm.
But Nigeria, they threaten them. Nigerians are like, nah, man, we ain't about to do that. we're not about to accept you bringing people over here. They even try to bring Venezuelans over there. And you see, Ghana have entered a deal.
I think
Soon, Ghana is going to receive,
no.
Trinidad Agua people.
So internally, you know what Ghanaians leadership are doing? I think the loophole is because what he was saying that West Africa, I
They can get a
generally
visa.
they don't need visa to move freely within West African region. Like
Right.
especially you have to stay within the 3 month period. You can move. You shouldn't just exceed. I think 90 days period, right? So what they did was to accept them. They come and they facilitate transportation for them to go to their respective countries. So that's the strategy they are playing. You know.
Yeah, I mean, because they know, because he's like, we're doing it for humanitarian ground,
Who
blah
wanna
blah
who
blah.
wanna go back to a country like so what? Like I'm Pan African, right? But man, if I'm deported, why do you want to send me to Gambia? Do I really do I have my families over there in Gambia?
No.
Yeah, who's gonna help
And
me?
he's saying, oh, because the video goes on and on. He's like, well, the Gambians are not complaining on the Nigerians. I'm like, dude, you don't know. He better go listen in the Gambian TikTok and hear what they're saying in the local language.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true. So it's like yes, that you really spot on this kind of conversation, especially a lot of the current Ghanaian leadership are really resting on the good image of Nkrumah. You know, and I'm really tempted to believe that man, like, Nkrumah was kind of a little different. Even his mentality is kind of a little different. You know,
yeah,
even when you listen to his accent, kind of sound a little different, like the current day Ghanaian,
because he had a
accent.
different education.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's definitely true. Maybe because he stayed in the U.S., he has a different harsh
Stayed in the
reality.
U.S. mostly. He lived in the U.K. also.
In the UK, so because a lot of the people even in Nkrumah brought back home, most the Ghanaian nationalists were not really rocking with him.
Right.
They're like, "What the hell are you bringing these foreigners to our country for?"
Hmm.
So so I don't know, like the time of deceiving people is over. You got to come clean. You guys are getting Nkrumah, started this Pan Africanism thing, but now you guys are no like Pan Africans. Stop it. Stop the BS, man. In any case, I think even Traore is more Pan African than ever because you see that in his actions. You see that in his actions, right?
Yeah, but you see, the foreign minister. I mean, I'm not. He said the U.S. trust them. They're the ones approach, and Ghana has better ties with the U.S. So if all these other countries are mad at the U.S. and Ghana is in the neighborhood bragging about this, isn't Ghana making itself the Israel of West Africa?
Definitely. They are definitely, like how like I was like Ghanaians
And
have this.
then he has the nerve, the foreign minister saying, why didn't these countries accept their people? Why is this Ghana's business, Zongo?
Exactly. Why is it your business? Like so. I mean, the question is, you gotta really ask, what is their motive, man? Are
Yes.
they
Well,
interested
it's
in
about
them
the visa. It's
in the?
about this. It's about the visa being
I'm
lifted.
like, so
And
you just
yeah, that's
and
what
like,
it is.
and people are not really. They're saying, oh, in the spirit of. I think what they did was this is the deal they struck. But even they and the American, um, what how do they call them? This like the how do they call these people? Like the people that really do legality when it comes to international relations. Or how do they call it? Okay, well,
Foreign, you mean the foreign policy makers?
yeah, the diplomat, right?
The
I think
diplomats,
okay,
yeah.
this is the deal they struck, but they have to find a better lie to convince the public. And Pan Africanism is the best thing they can do. They think they could use, but a lot of people are savvy. People like Afrodamus is very savvy. He can see through your BS, and
Oh
call
yeah,
you
I
out.
mean, yeah, I mean, because and also because like this guy, so they are not addressing, you know, what is being said online, because
Like
there
what?
are many Ghanaians who are
Like
not happy about
oh yeah,
this.
definitely. They're like, because a lot of guys are like, "Man, what the hell?" Especially, what the hell are you bringing some freaking Nigerians and Gambian, like, why ain't their country sticking there? Why you want to try to be the
Yeah, because
savior?
it's like now I heard one Ghanaian, they translated it. He was speaking in Twi,
Hmm.
and like he was just saying some foul stuff. I never knew like Ghanaians are KKKs like that.
Oh man,
Talking about
oh,
like
and that is the
these
problem.
people are unwanted people. There are people don't even want them. It's like
Yeah,
now Ghana have put these people in danger.
yeah, but hey, man, it's always been like that. But most Africans, they speak their local language and nobody knows.
Right, right.
So we think that, and they know how to speak foul in their local language, and they
Mhm.
speak very nice in English. Ghanaians are very savvy when it comes to most
No,
Africans.
actually,
Yeah, I
that's true.
really,
When the Ghanaians they're speaking the English, they seem nice, but I've
they
followed
seem
some
to,
of these
yeah, yeah.
channels, and they translate the guy like some of they translated. I was like,
And
man,
and also it could also
Ghanaian.
be,
I was like
yeah,
Ghanaians are like
but for them it's also
KKKs.
to also
Not
be
all of them, not all, but
to be honest, to like the ones that really are exposed, they seem to also live in the cosmopolitan areas. They seem to be very, like, diplomatic, or they seem to be very, um what is the right term to say, like, receptive of, diversity. I mean, and the ones that are very local, that they are being bombarded with bad news, they seem to be very, like, strong in
Mhm.
their tribalism. So it's kind of really there. It's just that, nobody is taking the time to translate what these people are uttering in their local languages. So people that just
well,
don't know.
also it doesn't seem like the government the
Mhm.
government is not telling the Ghanaian population the truth,
Yes.
because they are trying to say they are doing it on humanitarian grounds. They were approached, you know um but Nigeria was approached, and I'm pretty sure other countries were approached too,
Hmm.
but they didn't do it, right? They Ghana did it.
And what is Ghanaian's motive? Like, what is your motive?
The
'Cause
five-year
Are
visa,
you
they
more
want the
are you more humanitarian than Gambians and Nigerians?
that's
No,
well that's what
no,
your foreign minister is
no,
saying.
no freaking way, man.
Yeah.
And you want to use the image of Nkrumah as being like the mecca of Pan Africanism. I mean, really, in your country right now, there's a lot of Ghanaians that they don't even rock with, West Africans coming to your country, or even like some people are even complaining that, hey, these blacks coming to America, coming to Ghana, it might even cause future problems. And there's some
But
Ghanaians.
Zongo, do you think? I mean, I'm gonna research this, but do you think even there's like a deal that the Ghanaian government even signed about the blacks coming in there with some,
With Akufo-Addo.
yeah,
Akufo-Addo.
like I mean,
I
do you
wouldn't be
think there's
surprised
like
because,
some type of
yeah, there has to be some.
underlying deal?
Yeah, there has to be some, security, because, like, because the previous government, the previous government, he's speaking all this Pan African talk. He's not Pan African, but he's pro West. They like Western
Oh,
everything.
it's very clear. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
they said, "Man, I thought Nigerians love America more than Ghanaians," but
No,
I'm
no,
seeing
no,
a
no, no,
shit
no,
like
no.
Ghanaians love America.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So like they are really like they want, like when they were trying to assassinate Nkrumah, they were the ones working with CIA to help, you know,
Well,
remove Nkrumah from
well,
power.
he did say the foreign
No,
minister said
no, I don't mean, but
they exchange intelligence with the U.S.
yeah, but I mean, it was the previous party. They're the ones doing. They were the ones doing that. So, but even this current government, they trying to seem like they're different. They are not
Zongo,
really cool.
Zongo is not. Zongo, didn't you hear what your foreign minister said? What do you mean they are different?
No, the point I'm trying to say is, like, they wouldn't go to the extreme to do what Akufo-Addo did to Traore, right?
Well, okay,
But they
okay.
are
You have
not
to hold
really.
on,
They don't stand on business like Nkrumah.
Zongo.
That's the point I'm trying to say.
The only thing different, for example, right?
Hmm.
Okay, maybe the deal that Akufo was in, right?
Hmm.
Includes like not tolerating regimes like Burkina Faso.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
So him being old school, I don't know why he's even against the coup, because Kotoka did a coup. Isn't that his uncle?
No, his uncle, but I think Akufo's uncle were part of the ones who wanted to assassinate
Oh, okay.
Nkrumah so they can
Yeah,
take.
but yeah, with his like sentiment against coups, that also plays a huge role,
Yeah,
right?
but
But so if you look at it, Akufo he's not communist like
yeah,
a
no, he's
Marxist.
not. No, he's not.
Yeah,
He's a Democrat.
so he's a
So
Democrat.
he's
But
fully like
this
Western trained.
guy,
Even
this
Western
guy,
values and everything.
this
Yes.
guy you guys have now, he's a Marxist.
Muhammad, right?
Yeah,
Dramani. Yeah, he's a socialist. Yes.
yeah,
He actually studied in
in
I think in
Russia.
Russia. Yeah, in Russia. Yeah, he's a socialist. Yeah, he is
Yeah,
a socialist. Yeah, he's a socialist. You know, they are like when it comes to internal politics, they are not really. They don't really, come to power promoting, you know,
but
exploiting tribal differences.
Ghana, you guys is foreign policy, man, is anti-West African. I'm beginning to see this. I mean, like, I don't
Well,
know why.
no,
It's definitely.
but the point I'm trying to say is that when it comes to, well, I mean, this deal definitely any African that really is up to really understand, like, geopolitics, they know like this is not really, you know Ghana's not really standing tall, like they're like, man, it's like it kind of seemed like a coon kind of act,
But it is a cool act, and because think about, I mean, think about the excuse they are giving. I mean, look at it. Like, he is doing all that explanation. It means he's guilty, because he's saying, "Oh, these people can even have, they're West Africans, so they can come to Ghana, visa free."
Yeah,
So it's like, okay, um, like, why don't you let these people go to their country? If they want to come to Ghana, let them
yeah.
come. But he knows exactly what he's doing.
They know what they're doing. Like they took that deal. It's like behind the doors, they took a deal and they have to find a good story to convince the local people and Africans in general. And they're using the image of Nkrumah as being like, the Mecca, Ghana being the pioneer of, Pan Africanism, and you know what I'm saying? Like
Look at GH said, it is pragmatism, not coonism. No, see, if Ghana was approaching it on Ghana's own merit, dealing with them directly, yes, but Ghana is hiding behind Pan-Africanism, and they're including other people in this, pretending to be helping them.
because they even,
So,
do you know, like there's a Ghanaian journalist who even wrote book recently called Reparations. Like they are really
well, also another thing. Did you hear what your president Dramani said in the UN? He wants to, bring
like
a proposal about slavery. Like,
yes.
what the hell? Like
No,
what can what?
no, no,
But
for this.
what argument can Ghana
Oh
really
yeah,
make about about
but
reparation?
on this case, you can't really fault Muhammad, right? It was a duty conferred to him by the African Union. It's not like he wanted to.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, this makes
AU
African countries look like a joke.
a joke, yeah,
Ghana is the wrong country to be talking about slavery reparation. Let's just be real.
for sure.
Yeah, they're not,
That's
like, I get it, Kwame Nkrumah came from there, but they are the wrong country
yeah,
to
that's true.
be spearheading that. Let's just be
Because
real.
really, the issue of like even the issue of slavery, it's not really dealt with in a very objective way. Because on the continent, people still believe that they were wronged. Like people are not really told, like, man, your people were also part of those shit too. Like so it's kind of like they always try and like blame the white man, and that's not really the entire story.
You
And
know,
if this kind of voices is
Zongo,
find its way,
you see this book here?
Mm-hmm.
If you read this book,
Wasn't it? Raise it a little bit. Let it go a little higher. Go up a little. Okay. Where the Negroes are masters. Okay. Okay.
yeah, in this book, you will read there about how the slavery, how it happened in this, region in Ghana, Anamabo. And it talks about how, it's talking about all the lands that the Ashantis conquered, because this is around the era when the Ashantis were conquering Ghana. So it talks about,
They were conquering the other tribes. Yeah.
yes,
Other region. Yeah.
yeah, like they it talks about how they move and then set up their capital in a place called Kumasi.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Kumasi.
Yes.
You
Kumasi.
know,
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
capital. Yeah.
yeah. So they had their own thing going. So if Mahama made the deal, if they had made the deal like Paul Kagame or Iswatini, nobody will
Or maybe
be
Ethiopia. Ethiopia.
complaining.
They were the
Yeah, oh
country
yeah,
that never.
Ethiopia is facing the restriction.
Oh, they're facing. I mean, like they were a country that never got colonized. So I think maybe they could have been But even at the moment, Traore is the one standing. But like it's almost like they want to speak tough, but you can't be tough at the UN. Like, are you crazy? Like the UN is providing you with accommodation, your flight ticket. You don't pay nothing at the UN General Assembly. Like, what capital are you providing to run the
Look,
UN? Like,
the
you
UN
wanna?
there, that's just for show.
Are they like
That's
these
just for
African leaders?
show.
Do
The
they know
UN,
this?
the only speeches that matter is that of the United States and Israel.
Yeah, that's
All
it.
the other ones are just noises.
they
That's
just
it.
they just give them the platform. Just comment like it's just like a ceremonial thing for them,
Yeah.
Just like this whole the whole organizational building in New York City. Do you think these African countries are contributing some sort of money for that? If you want a permanent seat at the UN table, what are you paying? Are you paying something to run the building?
Well, Africans have an entitlement. They think they should be able to come to the
Yeah, but
party
do you
and
think that
not pay anything.
do you think the Africans
and
are
be and be
sounding
and
like
be
the
and be and have the same power as the people that paid
Do
to
you
enter.
heard what you think the Africans are sounding like the FBAs now? Like, 'cause it kind of seems like there's some sort of a.
Well, the FBAs are Africans. Yeah, an
They're
African.
like,
Yeah, the FBA is an African that after communicating in English for some time and reading books. Yes, that's what it is.
man, you went to the whole EU begging the white man to put you in a permanent seat.
Underclass position.
It's not gonna work. It doesn't work that way, man. Like, why don't you start from African Union? Do something like that over there. Let that work in your continent first. Why are you trying to do that
So I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this news, I was very, very shocked that because of how I was like, Ghana finally got a president that stands up, no more tap dancing, because he was even saying US base gotta leave. But you heard the foreign minister, he said relations couldn't be better than what it is
Well,
anymore. And
Akufa,
now and the language he's using, us in West Africa, we gotta be careful now
yeah,
because he's saying, hold on, he's saying that Ghana is the only friendly country. And
that's very funny. They're
what
like,
if the US declares the other countries as hostile?
man, and you are really judging that based on some foreign countries like metric? Are you crazy? Like,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
so,
So you have to look at it. This is because I know GH is trying to say it's not Coonism, but the foreign minister, your Ghanaian foreign minister, is using the standard.
Hop on the stream, man. Hop on the stream. Let's hear your perspective.
Yeah, is using the standard. The according to. So he's saying, yeah, the US doesn't think those countries are friendly. So therefore, he agreed that they are not friendly. Only the Ghana is the friendly place.
And who's the one judging us Ghana being the friendly? Who the one judging?
According to him, he's saying the U.S.
He let a white man decide for them about it. Man, it is something like. Well, I mean, you gotta cut him some slack, right? I mean, he's been, from university, he became a
Yeah, but
member of parliament.
Zongo,
He's
Zongo, you can tell that to those Nigerians and the Gambian.
exactly. He's so well rounded. Like he hasn't really traveled to school in the
Yeah, but
West.
that's no excuse. He's making big decision. Like they are already, trying to pull some scam,
I guess the
talking
point of
about this, trying to force to make it seem like, oh, because they're from West Africa, so now
yeah.
that gives them, the way, the out,
Yeah, I guess if he had school in America, he would know. Like, man, this diaspora blacks are not gonna buy this BS. They know it's only continental Africans that are gonna buy this BS.
And you see, somebody wrote it here, and I saw that too. He said Muhammad deported those migrants to Togo after they tried to sue him. Who told him to bring them to Ghana? You see what I'm saying?
Which migrant was that?
The
Oh, yeah,
Nigerians and
yeah. We heard that. Like, well, they were kind of like, yeah. I saw that like they were about to sue his ass, and they immediately let him leave the country because like, no, that's not gonna happen. So that's what they did. So I mean, like, it's kind of really crazy. Like, I mean, like you really have to bring this.
I think these people should go and sue the Ghanaian government at ECOWAS in Abuja. Nigeria is pissed at them. They would fight.
They're like
I mean,
they're like
I
the
mean,
independence country in well, if you want to say maybe like peace, but I mean it's kind of debatable though, like because Gambia really like Gambia, I suppose, is a peaceful country too. It's just like people just don't hear Gambia saying their country is peaceful. So people are, you get what I'm saying? It's all about promotion. Ghana has just managed to promote their country as being peaceful. So everybody's buying into that. This is not to say like Gambia is not peaceful, because nobody has even heard of any bad crimes happening in Gambia before, in West
right.
Africa, right? You get what I'm saying? Even Sierra Leone, is Sierra Leone that
So
bad?
it's like the Gambia is now mini Nigeria.
So it's kind of really crazy, like, and this the foreign minister. I mean, he's schooling Ghana for the most part of his life. He's never interacted with students with outside countries, so he gotta speak that way. I'm gonna cut him some slack.
Zongo, the truth is Ghana just gotta make it clear.
Yeah, you
They
gotta
are
yeah.
about making money. Straight up. Like let them just say that. Stop trying to pretend.
Just like Museveni, right? Like,
Yeah,
well, I kind of rock with Museveni on this,
Yeah, Museveni, like, did you see me do a video about him calling him anything?
Yeah, but the thing is, even because the current administration, they are trying to paint to Ghanaians that Akufo-Addo was a coon for snitching on Traore. They say he was a snitch. At a political level, the political like communicators of the NDC administration are trying to say Akufo-Addo and his party are snitches for snitching on Traore to the U.S. government, right? I'm like, dude,
But wait a minute, Zongo. The current administration will need to what they call snitch. They might not. I mean, seeing the way they talk, they're not going to call it snitching. They would call it, intelligence sharing. That's what they will call it. I'm telling you. I mean, you heard the man. He said they are super tight with the U.S. and everything is good. So, what is the tightness about? Like, what are they gonna? What is Ghana giving in exchange?
Exactly. So, and yeah, Ghana can be the Pan African because we just want a country that really is independent. It's like that is really conscious to the high level, and I don't see Ghana as you know uh, uh, conscious on that level, politically conscious on that level. You know, among like regardless of which political divide these people come from, like they are really a big fan of like the West and their civilization for sure. They might talk all this nice talk about Pan Africanism, but in reality, they don't walk that talk. They want the 5 year visa so they can take their wife and kids, to go school over there. While the Ghanaians, the average Ghanaian, over back home, like it's kind of like the same thing. But at least, because even Akufo-Addo, do you remember like the interview with Akufo-Addo with Macron saying that there are no beggars, the Ghana beyond
Right.
aid,
Uh-huh.
and he did worse. So at this point, like, I mean, are we really listening to this rhetoric for these African leaders? Really, like, like we.
Man, I think they just, I think the Europeans, the white people already know how they roll. They're like, man, these people are gonna talk tough,
They just said
and
crime babies, man.
yeah, because
It's like the
Ghana,
NBA.
yeah, because Ghana is saying, Ghana, look, Ghana is saying, oh no, we, we didn't do this for money. We didn't do, like, dude, nobody's asking if you did it for money, but we know, like, you are offered something. You are offered something. They removed you from the list, and maybe the tariffs also would probably magically drop, right? Zongo, are
Yeah,
you there?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Yes.
yeah. I mean, it looks like when when Ghana needs the their economy to go, they know what to do.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. They know what to do. Of course, they know what to do. You know. Yeah. I mean, all this Pan African talk, like, it's about time they just cut that BS, man. There's no single country on the continent that is really Pan African. It's just all talk, no action. You know.
well,
You know,
Pan Africans, things are not looking good for them. Did you
yeah.
hear about their loudmouth South African going to jail?
Oh, what happened? Give me.
Malema.
Oh, he's gonna. They jail him.
Oh, they're gonna send him to prison. They convicted him. I'll have to bring the show.
Oh, wow, wow. We'd like to hear that story or that. And then you,
Yeah,
you heard about Muhammad going to the United Nations, all that talk,
yeah,
all this
yeah.
trying to, we hear it's kind of nice, beautiful speech, trying to sound like you're smart. But what does that really mean? What does it mean
Well,
practically?
obviously, it means nothing because
It's,
how is Ghanaian, like these officials talking about, you know, oh yeah, all this, we are all West African, but they will not even talk to the Nigerian government or the Gambian government about their own citizens before bringing them in.
yes, that's definitely crazy. Like, and I'm sure I mean, I promise, like a lot of people just probably they went through like dubious means to get over here. They probably sold their assets and they lied. They probably maybe gays or they want to kill them back in their home countries. And these freaking ass Ghanaians just took their ass back home. Like, they're gonna be mad at those people.
Yeah, well,
Because they don't want to go back home. They don't
The
want to go back
Ghanaians
home.
said they saved them
You
from
see,
being sent to El Salvador.
and you see that BS. They did like, come on, like, I think, man, the point, like, the point is nobody's actually even listening to these people, their side of the story. Like,
Zongo, are you at the gym?
no, no, I'm not at the gym. I'm just warming something up.
Are you fighting with the pot?
Oh, well,
K11 said,
yeah,
I'll
my,
be mad as hell, Zongo. Ghana had no right to receive them. And, look, K11, what even makes it worse, Ghana is coming out here saying, no, we weren't paid. We weren't given anything. We just did it because we are Pan-African. We just love other Africans. That's all. Zongo, it sounds like you're having dinner, but thank you for coming.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm good.
Oh, yeah. So Zongo, they even made it worse. They said they didn't get anything for it. It's just, they did it because they want to help. That's what even makes it sick. It's like, really, you want to help Nigerians to come to your country, the same Nigerians you are fighting to leave.
Yeah, that's kind of really crazy though. It's definitely like crazy, you know. But I mean, for that one, you can't really blame it on the government because it's
No,
just
no, no.
some
I'm
section of the
not.
people, right?
No, I'm not saying the government did anything there,
Yeah.
but they understand the situation in Ghana.
The people they know the people don't rock with this decision for sure.
Yeah, they
A
know
lot of
that.
them, yeah, because a lot of them are asking, what the hell are you bringing these people for? Like, why,
Yeah,
why bring them to our country? Why not their respective countries? You know, so it's kind of really crazy.
damn
Yeah.
disgrace. Let's bring in Bang. Bang, welcome to the Afridamus report.
Yeah, man, how you doing?
We're doing well. Hey, Bang, what do you think about Ghana extending, their Pan-African, hand to these to the fellow Africans, by working with the US to have them sent to Ghana?
Are you talking about the Africans that got deported from
Yes, and
America?
yeah, I mean Ghana, because you see,
Or
Ghana was on the list,
all
right?
the Black
Ga-
Americans are
no,
going
no, no,
to
the
Ghana?
Africans, the Africans,
Oh wow.
the Nigerian. Did you hear about the Nigerian? 13 Nigerians and the one Gambian, and I think 40 more coming. There's Sierra Leoneans amongst them as well.
Man, what's the
So
point of them trying
Ghana is the only country in West Africa doing this, and Ghana said they are doing it in the name of Pan-Africanism. Do you agree?
No, that's not the name of Pan-Africanism, man. That's just bull. That's just a bunch of BS. I mean, they are making money when they deport these guys. I think they give the country money.
Ghana said they're not. No, because Ben, you have to remember, Ghana was on the restricted list too, with Gambia and the others, where you only get one entry, 3-month visa, and you got to pay $5,000 bond before you come in, and when you leave, you get it. But since Ghana agreed to this, Ghana no longer is affected by that. Ghana is removed from that list. Now they get to have the multiple entry 5-year visa, no restriction. So do you think, Bang, Ghana is the Judas they sold fellow West Africans like Judah sold Jesus for 33 shekels?
It may look like it because for them to get that deal, they had to give up something.
Yeah.
Man, they had to agree. I mean, they had to agree to something that the United States government really wanted.
Well, and Ghana is saying they are the ones approached because they are the friendliest, nicest country there in West Africa. Do you buy that?
Nah. No, I mean Ghanaians are nice, like in the way I meet them, but overall, just because you're nice, that don't mean you're the most, yeah. But overall, they gave something. They gave up something. There's a lot they gave up, like for the
Yeah, like,
United
being nice
States
is
to.
really it's kind of really a subjective thing though.
Exactly. Who is
No,
deciding?
that's what I'm trying to say. Just because you look nice, or you assume that person is nice, but that don't mean they don't have no evil in them, or stuff like that. Yeah, but they did. Man,
Bang, I know you're
man,
you're
I remember.
you're a Pan-African, right?
I'm a different
Bang
type.
is a
Yeah,
staunch Pan African. He is.
yeah. I'm a different type, man.
Which
I'm a
type
different
are
type
you?
at the end of the day. Like me, I don't like. I would never align myself with every Africans. I would never say that. I would never align myself with every Africans. My
Like
goal is
like
to,
like what do you mean?
like, what I'm trying to say is there will never be a one vision Africa. Like people say, oh, let's just come together and let's just because of
No,
Africa and stuff like that. Nah,
Ghana ruined that.
nah. That would never
But
be me.
come together and do what? Accept each other's deportees? Man,
Nah.
man, Africa's problem never ends. when you think things are getting better, next thing you know, you got one country just take sand and just throw it in the
Yeah,
food
but
and just
Banks, are you listening to like what I found out? Like, they are saying they accepted this deportees in the spirit of Pan Africanism, right? Like humanitarian reasons. When in actuality, what became very, eminent was they rather took a deal with the U.S. government for them to lift a visa restriction ban from uh, from 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 the U.S. government. They lift from 3 months single entry to 5 years multiple entry um, visa. To Ghanaians, and damn well like a lot of these visas are mostly issued to mostly upper class people. It's not really because the average person cannot
No,
even
of
just
course, of
find
course, of
flights
course.
to come over here. So
No, no,
it's
no.
really like a deal for upper class people, pretty much.
Yeah, of course, of course. We already know that when it's visa is usually the ministers, people's people that's mainly connected to the ministers, people that have a lot of money, stuff like that. That's where majority of these visas go to and stuff like that. So what the people in Ghana government did was they leveraged that to get the people deported to their country. So then at the same time, they label it as Pan-Africanist when it's
Exactly.
really,
So,
yeah,
so
and
what
when it's
and
really
and
it's a
like
fake one.
hold on. And on top of that, you look at Ghana has been on the news lately. This is a Ghanaian guy that went into the Scottish forest and created his own
You-
so-called tribe.
Let me ask
You
you a
know,
question.
the
Let me ask you a question, right? That guy,
yeah,
that those idiots
the king of Kubala.
yeah, in Scotland,
Yeah,
right? Do you
we'll
think
do a story on the Kuba. Like
do you think that guy
here's
is
the
just like they pay him to be that stupid,
nah.
or like he just acting?
Well, you remember some of the
Because think
FBAs
about it though.
started.
Let's be honest with
Wait, the
ourselves.
FBAs, you notice the FBAs on TikTok were saying, "Oh, now we have our African tribe in Scotland. Those are our relatives." So now it turned out the king of Kubala is Ghanaian. So FBA, you've gone back to Africa again.
I
Zongo, are you aware of the king of Kubala? Zongo, are you there?
man, he probably stepped out.
Yeah. But
Uh,
but
uh,
yeah, that's the king of Kubala, and of course it's like the white people in Scotland, they are silly too. It's like three people they start calling them the African tribesmen. I'm like, are these people joking? So there was another FBA that left Texas all the way from Texas to go join them in Scotland. You know,
I
yeah.
mean, oh my God.
Oh, my bad. Can you repeat the question again after that? Kind of like.
Zongo, are you aware of the Ghanaian who created his own kingdom?
Yeah, I saw a headline about that, but I didn't know like it was from Ghana.
That's him, the king of Kubala. So my point is, Ghanaians are mad at the uh, uh, Igbo king, and they go to white people's country, creating their own little kingdom in the forest. What kind of stuff is that? Zongo, are you there? He said
Uh, he's
they'll
doing something.
deport the king of Kubala back to Ghana. Nah, they can't deport him. He's Scottish, according to him.
Man,
Ben, what do you think about that?
I saw the video. I couldn't even finish watching it. Because to me, man, I was like, this is like ridiculous. This like ridiculous, man. Or
Look,
some.
but why is it ridiculous though?
I mean, okay, I don't know the guy. I'm not sure if he was raised in Scotland or whatever, or he was born over there, or
I
he
think
just
it's in
decided.
from England or something.
Yeah, or whatever. From the UK, and then he just decided, you know what? Let me just go to the forest. Let me just build my own kingdom out there.
Now, don't worry. I have
Because
I have
think
all
about it though.
I have
Let's
all
be honest with
the
ourselves.
I have all the information on him. I will do a full show, and
Yes.
you will find out the identity. See, there's a true identity of African king living in Scottish forest with tribe as they are arrested.
I'm like, this guy's ridiculous, man. and then the funny thing, right? How did he persuade those two females to actually, like be with him and
Well,
protect whatever?
the other one is the queen.
Yeah, I
Those are
forgot.
the
Did you say like
queen.
there were three people? There were three people.
Yeah,
Three.
the
Yeah,
one
because
of
he
the
had
other
two
ones
wives,
is
right? It
a
was basically two
no.
wives.
The other one is called the helping hand, which is the FBA woman who left Texas to go join her tribe.
What the hell? There
Remember?
was an FBA queen among them too.
Yeah, one of the one lady is FBA from Texas.
Oh man.
Yeah, so these people are nuts. Like on TikTok, the blacks was FBA. They started claiming that their ancestors came from Scotland, the forest, because of this guy. So it means, because you know how FBA, they've been fighting to be anything but African. But I wonder now that they found out he is Ghanaian, if they will accept knowing that they are not from Scotland.
That's crazy.
And also, like,
What was
this
he trying
has
to
to
do
be
over there?
so what they do is, so this guy was in this forest. If this was here, I would just be like, man, forget him. If he get tired, he'll go home. Because we see homeless people in the park all the time. The Scottish could have treated them like homeless. But see, the king of Kubala, he's in there, and he posts online. People were donating to them. People were volunteering, bringing food to him and his wives. I mean, it's like a whole,
But Afridam was like, I mean, he's a king. Where are his subjects? These people, or or is he
the
what we
wife and
consider?
the wife and the concubine.
Is he what we consider a fetish priest? Because he kind of looks like a fetish priest too.
No, Zongo, wait till I do the show.
Oh
You
yeah.
will find out. You will find out about your
Actually,
Ghanaian,
I did see an
your Ghanaian
article.
brother. You will find out about your Ghanaian brother.
Actually, I did see an article on, was it a Guardian or was it like one of these UK newspapers, right? I saw a Guardian about African. I'm like, what? Why is the UK media promoting this? So I thought it was one of these propagandas from the British media as usual. So I didn't pay attention to that. So I'd like to really like know more about this kind of news too.
Well, this also is going to show, like, in Scotland, they don't have anything important to do than to write stories about this guy, and they kept
Exactly.
they kept referring to him as the tribe, like what the hell, like what
Or
tribe,
do you think
like do
they're
they
trying to
think of
use
it?
him? Or do you think they're trying to use him to have like to agitate the white nationalists in the UK to kind of say, oh, they're taking over our
No, these
country?
people are just actors, man.
Exactly right. Yeah, you're right.
They are actors.
I knew it.
We have Rick Wisdom. Rick Wisdom, welcome to the Afridamus report.
What's going on, man? Could you guys hear me?
Yes, Rick Wisdom, are you from Scotland?
Nah, not at all, man. Not at all. Now, actually, man, I've been meaning to call in, man, because I usually watch Chaotic Truth Live, and I seen you pull up a couple times on there.
Yeah.
And there was a specific episode where Moxie Witz was kind of going at you, and I'm Dominican myself, and I know she's Dominican, and I had like secondhand embarrassment, man, because I'm like, she was going hard, like on Chaotic Truth.
Oh, the lady.
Yeah. She was going hard,
Yeah.
like going at you, and I'm like, I had secondhand embarrassment because I'm like, I'm Dominican. I'm like, these people wouldn't pee on you to put if you were on fire to put
Right.
the fire out. So I'm like, why are you defending these people, and why are you going at my man so hard? Like I didn't understand that. So I kind of want to apologize on behalf of Dominicans
Oh,
when it
I
comes
mean,
to.
no, you don't have to apologize. I mean, that's, that's her own doing,
Yeah,
she,
but I was just like I didn't understand that at all because I'm like, what is she doing up here? Like
because she
the
was tap dancing for the FBA people.
she was, oh my, she had the tap shoes on, hard body, like she had the hard bottoms, she had the alligator, the gator shoes on, she was doing everything. She was bowing down, bending over on all fours.
Yeah, and
She was doing all that.
I
You
don't
know what
know
I'm saying?
why she was going at me even.
Yeah, I really don't. And to be honest with you, I'm in that chat often, and they shit on Dominicans any chance they get. So I just didn't understand why she was going that hard
Yeah,
at like
because they always
Africans or at.
accuse Dominicans to say, oh, Dominicans say me no black.
Yeah, I mean, even though on this channel, I'm not gonna lie, I heard a couple things that I didn't really like. Couple point of views, maybe
Like
not
what?
from you necessarily, about Dominicans.
Really?
Well, okay, yeah, okay. I was tuning in not too long ago, and there was a Haitian gentleman. I don't know what his name is, but he used.
Okay.
And then there was something where they were saying, "Oh, the Dominicans are bringing weapons into Haiti in order to disrupt it or unbalance it or destabilize it or something like that." And I'm like, that's kind of something that's just being put out there and accepted as a truth, which is not the truth, in my opinion. But it is what it is. I still rock with you. I still watch your channel, but it wasn't you necessarily saying this. It was someone that hit the panel that was saying this.
Well, I mean, we do have some Haitians here who are regulars at this channel. Maybe you might be talking about.
I understand it, but it was just no. I understand that, but it was just something that this guy spewed that he said that was accepted as a truth, which it's not necessarily true. He just said it like it's something that's true, but it's not necessarily true. But just to get back to the me no black thing, like to me, Dominicans most of the Dominicans I know, at least in my family or people that I know, they never rejected being that they have African ancestry. I never met a Dominican that doesn't say they have African ancestry or doesn't acknowledge it. Now, they might separate themselves from Black Americans because they're trying to say we're not from the same lineage as you. We're not African American as far as we're not from the same lineage as an African American. Yeah, that's what they're trying to say.
They know it. They do it the same thing with even like someone from Africa direct. Like if the person is like, no, I'm not black. That doesn't. They only thinking skin. No, the guy is not saying his skin is not black. He's talking culturally.
Exactly. But for some reason, like things get.
But even African Americans themselves, they do that to Africans. I ain't African. Like, come on. They should stop that.
But that's what I don't get. My thing is, I hear this from FBAs, right? Like a lot of FBAs, they'll say, "Oh, you're me no black. You don't want to be black." Okay, but you try to say that Africans ain't black, but then you want Dominicans to say they're not black. I don't understand this. So you want Dominicans to say they're black, but then you don't want Africans, the real black people, to say that they're not black.
Even they themselves, someone mistakenly think they're African, they immediately reject that notion. Like, no, I ain't African. I'm black. I'm Black American. They say that all the time. Like, this is not really. So I don't know.
Anything but black tribe. Oh, I think Zongo's FBA wife is yelling at him. Zongo, I hope everything is okay there. If you need help, please put it in the private section.
You trying to stir the pot, man?
Well, I mean, the man was talking, and next thing I know, we heard, we heard yelling in the back, and then he hit the mute. So I hope Zongo, you're still alive. But yeah, man.
I mean, the thing
Zongo
is
is like,
this, right? The thing is this with this FBA's come to conclusion with these people. To them, to their view, to their eye, they are the premium blacks. That's how they see themselves. They are the premium blacks. Everybody else is beneath them in everything, in every category. So they are the premium blacks, and then everybody else is like beneath them. So they see other, so-called black people. To them, they are the 5 star, and
well,
then us now we like the 2 star.
well, the king of Kubala just showed them who the premium black is. There he is. He is the premium black, all the way from from Scotland. But yeah, uh, Rick, what do you want to add to the topic about Ghana? You know, do you think Ghana is selling out from what I've explained here?
I'm not too familiar with the topic. I did see that the one tribe that was in Scotland, which I found to be, kind of weird. Like I don't know how they would end up in Scotland, and then that same lifestyle. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to practice that in Africa instead of Scotland. I don't know
Look,
why they would choose Scotland to.
that guy is just some Negro who was born there in London somewhere. I mean, come on. Africans from the continent straight knows better not to do a dumb thing like this. Okay.
Wait, is this confirmed? No, the leader of this, he was raised in Scotland, or is this
Well,
confirmed?
I'm gonna do a show. I'm gonna do his show here. Maybe the next show will be him, and you would get his full identity. It's gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna, I mean, he took it far because he didn't only do it on the internet. FBA, they'd say they are not black or they're Indian. They only do it on the internet. They should do it in real life, like this man. They should go and occupy some forest here and say their ancestors used to live there, and let's see how that goes.
Man, they won't do it, man. Man, they won't. They won't do it, man. Yeah, they might be. They were like, nah, we the special blacks, man. We don't do that, man.
But either way, for the topic, from what I've seen, Ghana is doing it to help itself, to have access to American visa, and that's that. What do you guys want to say for your closing statements before we close out here? It's almost 2 hours.
So I was gonna say, at the end of the day, all this Pan African, bullcrap that everybody just talking about, this is not to say like, the spirit of Pan Africanism that doesn't exist, but
Where does
sometimes,
it exist at?
oh man, well, I think the average African does have, an element of Pan Africanism in him, like someone like you, Afrodamas, you do a lot of shows, you enlighten a lot of Africans. That's some bit of Pan Africanism, you give, people the clues on how to navigate, with the Negroes in America, it's about helping your brother. So it's a good news, it's not really like the Umar Johnson kind of Pan Africanism, but it is, Pan Africanism, right? So in that spirit, like I think it is, but I think on the nation state level, most countries really just representing their own individual interests, and particularly in the case of Ghana, they really have nothing to sell to the world now. They're just resting on the good image on Nkrumah to kind of illuminate the
Wait, you say
currency.
Ghana don't have anything to sell? Ghana got
Well,
they got Aquaba.
Beautiful P dance.
See?
I guess I'm speaking in the realm of like Pan Africanism, right? Like there's not really shows historically they've been like among into African countries. The only one who has really done it at the highest level was Nkrumah. Besides him, who else has done it? Nobody. So they are just really resting on his image to project to the rest of the world. Oh, no, hey, Nkrumah used to be the pioneer. We still the same Nkrumah. We still got it. The spirit of Nkrumah in us. I don't really think so. I don't really think
Man, we
they
needed
got it.
Lewis for this for this one.
But Lewis is not a Pan African. Lewis is a nationalist. Louis rock with Akufo-Addo. He's gonna speak highly of Akufo-Addo. He's gonna bash even the current administration. Louis has a party member card of the former administration. You know what they were? Louis.
Oh, no wonder. No
Yeah,
wonder.
Louis. Yeah, Louis
Some of
is a
these guys, man, some of these
and
guys are
that's the
very
difference.
shady under the
The,
table.
the thing is like the thing about Ghana is a lot of them they don't tell you their political affiliation. But Louis
Yeah,
has a party. He has a party card of Akufo-Addo's party. It's called the MPP.
so that
So
means
he
he makes
mostly,
money. He was making money.
of course,
He
he's
was
part of
making
the
money.
elite.
His family is
Yeah.
connected to that. His
Oh,
family is connected.
hell yeah. He has his dad. He's part of a royal from one of the place in Eastern region in Ghana. So Louis is highly connected. Louis
Wow.
is connected. Yeah, Louis. Yeah, I've spoken to Louis in the local language, so I know he's connected. But to you guys, you don't know, like, cause you don't know the dynamic. You think Ghana's kind of like a monolithic country. It's not. Sometimes he
Uh,
comes on this platform. He might bash the
no,
current
these typical
administration.
African countries,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
know that. If you
yeah. If he bash
if
the
you
current
African,
administration,
you get
yeah,
the um the foundation structure
yeah, yeah.
of how
So
it works.
he might come on this platform. Maybe like Afidamos, he doesn't know the dynamic in Ghana. He bashed the current administration. He's being objective, right, based on what he sees, right. But Louis might be doing that politically, trying to like demonize the image to kind of make the government unpopular. That's what he's doing, like pretty much. Just he has the party card. In any case, I'm the one supposed to be the one speaking in terms of Ghana because I don't have no political affiliation. Yes, so I rest my case.
Thank you, Zongo. I hope it all goes well for you back there. Enjoy. All right, go ahead. Wisdom closing statement.
Nah, shout out to you. Shout out to all my Africans. I just want to apologize again on behalf of Dominicans for Moxie on it. Apologize for that. And shout out to my Africans. Shout out to Alpha Blondie, one of the greatest, reggae artists ever. And I rock with Alpha
Alpha
Blondie a lot.
Blondie. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to you for the good work, brother.
Hey, thank you. Hey, don't be a stranger. You're welcome here.
Yes, sir. I'll pop back up.
All right, thank you. All right, bang. Closing statement.
I ain't got nothing much to say, man. But
So
just like
bang. Just to recap before you even go, I've got some shows that I want to bring. I hope you would be here for that, for the Liberia show. How FBA colonized Liberia.
man, that one is special to me. It's special
Okay.
to me. Special to me. I'm gonna make sure. I get a mic because I don't have a mic because I know there's gonna be other people that's gonna try to show up. They're gonna try to be loud and then blah 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 and stuff like that. That one is special to me. People need to really know how devastated, how destructive those people were. A lot of people don't know. To me, those men were evil. Nothing but
Oh man,
evil.
save,
Nothing but evil.
save it for that show. Don't give it
I
all
don't care
out.
what nobody says. Nothing but evil.
Well, thank you, bang.
Yeah, but anyway, Ghana is just doing what a typical African country does, man. So which protect their visa, give it to the
No,
elites and
but this
stuff like
time
that.
the others didn't sell out. Even Nigeria, Gambia, all of them, they didn't sell out.
I know, and then at the same time they say Nigeria is the master puppets and all these things and stuff like that. And then the one that you have some type of men that's like they do the same thing as other men, but they do it very quietly and sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then people don't really talk about them. But then the guy that's loud and does the same thing get all the blah 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 and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think Nigeria is they just loud, but you know, it looks like Ghana is doing a lot in the background.
Yeah, your Gambia, right? Is there election coming up
in 2026?
Oh, okay, okay, all right.
Yeah,
definitely. I think it's Cameroon that has election this month, right?
Oh yeah, Cameroon. I mean, Paul Biya is gonna win.
Oh, okay.
You know that, right?
That man gonna be 100 years old in Cameroon.
He's almost 100.
He's gonna be the first president that's 100 years old.
He might already be 100. You know, sometimes back in those days they don't know their real age.
Oh, they probably reduce it. Be like, you know what?
Yeah,
I believe he, man, I believe he probably reduce it and stuff like that.
man. Have you seen Paul Biya? There's a video. I didn't even like they brought him to come talk to some people. This man is so old. He thought he was whispering, but he's asking. They said, "Who are these people? Why are they here?" Like the man can barely walk. So you know,
yeah, Paul Biya is something.
He's there in for life. But thank you, Bang. Bang, are you there?
Yeah. My bad. I had to
mute.
I had
But
to pick up
thanks for coming.
No problem, man. I got you. I got you, man. But overall, man, keep doing your thing.
Thanks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the show. Those of you coming to watch or you want to rewatch it, please feel free to do that. And then leave your comments in the comment section. Is Ghana being Pan-Africanist? Or are they selling out fellow Africans, you know, to get what they want? Holistic, I'm planning on the next show tomorrow. You know, it will be during the day tomorrow. So be ready for that. I'm planning on maybe we'll have 2 shows tomorrow. So morning one and the evening show, because there's a lot of topics to cover here. But ladies and gentlemen, this is bringing us, you know, to the end of the show. But before we get to the end of the show, they sent me a special video for me to play before we leave for Ghana. You know, the officials. Here we go.
I can do some shuffling too. Look out, man, what you gonna do? Look out, boys, it's coming through. Yeah, man, yeah, man. Boy, he got educated feet. Boy, I practice all the time. Here's one I sat up all night trying to do. Get this. When the boat dock is Memphis, you should get yourself a job in one of them Beale Street cafes. Boy, you've been reading my mind. Watch me go to Beale Street.